So this is what I'm dealing with here. I'm trying to get this guy. That guy right there. He's got to come out of there. There was one screw in the bottom, right down here. Was in that round hole there. There's two more on top, one on either side. One's right behind this guy. And it's like, seriously? I'm practically standing on my head here, completely upside down in the cold. If I don't have the light from the phone, I have practically no light at all. I gotta hold it with one hand and try to unscrew everything with the other hand. I'm trying right now to see if I can find them damn screws. Locate them. Ah, shit. Yeah, I ain't getting at it. I don't know how. I practically see with the tips of my fingers. Is this right here? That's what the new one looks like. So you can kind of see where the other two screws are located, right? And on top of that. So, wow, I can't even see them from down there. I have a good idea where they're at. Good luck finding them. I got this guy. That's the best tool I could find to reach. It seems if I can't reach with that, then what's next? Tear the whole dash apart? Tear all this trim off? Tear everything from under there? I don't know. I'll let you know when I get there. So this is how far I've gotten so far. Pulled this part of the dash back. You can see that from underneath the steering wheel. Pull that down. Just pulls out. There's some clips that hold it in. Let's see, one here, right there. There's three more over there. There's like one at the bottom here. Anyway, they just pull out. Then you got this guy right here. Some metal plate for who knows what the hell. Anyhow, there's 10mm bolts holding that in. I got two of them out. There's two more underneath here. Extension and a ratchet. And I will pull those out and come back. So after getting it to this point, this thing had a couple clips holding it here that were in this hole and that hole there. It didn't seem to want to come off from underneath. But now that I'm getting at least a better look at it, I can see there actually are no screws in the top. Or if I can point it out here with the screwdriver, it's kind of hard to see with trying to hold the phone and do this at the same time. But it's a little FYI if you get it. Probably doing the hard work here. The hard way. Always. But at the same time too, trying to see under there without a light is a real freaking pain in the ass. Satellite, let alone get a clear path for the light. There are no screws in the top of it. There's a couple little pins. My God, I can't even tell what I'm looking at here. It's crazy. It's hard to hold the phone and do this at the same time. But I think you can see there. Getting behind it with the screwdriver. Anyhow, bottom line is there are no screws in the top part, but it is hard to pull on. I'll let you know what happens when I get it out of there. Pain in the ass. Alright, there it is. I got it out. What I discovered is there is a screw in this corner and in that hole there. This is like a guide pin, a little protrusion that sticks out to help you line it up, I'm guessing. But it is very tricky getting this top one. And I found out that pulling this part of the dash off did seem to help, at least in as far as locating the screw. I kind of had to eyeball it from here. It was easier to see in this direction rather than being all twisted up underneath the dashboard with hardly any head space. You know, if I had eyes like a snail, maybe that would have been helpful. But, you know, I'm only human, so I'm working with what I got here. But anyhow, pulling the dash out certainly helped me to locate that screw. And there it is right there. Here's the new one. So, perfect world. I hope that sucker is in like a neutral position when it comes out. So what I found out is it does only go in one way. There is a, find the old one again. I'll just show you on the new one. Oh, here's the old one right here. Anyhow, you can see that gear. Looks like it's missing a couple teeth right there. Well, that'll only line up in one direction when you try to put it back, when you try to install the new one. And what I found out, there's a way to manipulate the gear up there. And I could probably pull this one out a lot easier to show you. But there's a gear. See how much easier it comes out when you get the screws on it. You can see that gear right there, that white guy. And you can manipulate that. It took me a couple trial and errors. And I don't want to move it now. But once I figured it out, once I got it in the right position, I mean, you'll know, because it'll click right in there. Because like I said, that pin, there's a pin at the top that goes into this hole, one of the top holes there. Let me zoom it back out here. Into this top right side, there's a pin that sticks out right in there. Let me zoom it back in there. You can see that pin, that's the pin. So once you line that up and once you get the gear in the right position, that's, you'll know, it'll slide right in there, it'll click right in, and it's a beautiful thing. So I'm gonna throw this back in, put the screws in, and then plug it in, and hopefully we'll have functioning damper. They're calling this a AC heat blender actuator. There's the old guy, broken, goodbye, and the new one. About to go back in. Alright, the new one's installed. If it wasn't for this, I don't know if I could have done it. Maybe with some snub-nosed Torx bits. By the way, that's a 20. Number 20 Torx. So you don't have to guess at it. But anyhow, it helped me to weasel that guy up in there. It's so hard to get to. Let's see what we got. Heat blowing out everywhere. You're supposed to. Alright. So the initial problem was no air blowing out of the defrost. You can see it's sort of defaulted to the face and the floor. So let's see, give it all defrost. So here's what we got. I got it all back together, and we're getting air blowing through. Somehow these two are reversed. So this one's now face and this one's now floor. But the main thing that I was trying to fix is that the defrost would work, because it's cold and we don't need frosty windows with ice and everything else. And another thing is, you know, having hot air blown on your face, which it defaulted to, was you know, not too cool anyway. You know, kind of annoying. But anyhow, it's back together. And I guess if this becomes a problem with these two being backwards, I'll mess with it another day. But it's dark. I'm tired.